Hey, it's Lucas, and today we're going to be trying this Upstate Imperial Mimosa. Before we get into this video, I just have to say that this video follows all of YouTube's guidelines. This is 100% legal medication that is prescribed to me here in the United Kingdom by a doctor. I'm not going to be showing the medication, and I'm not going to be using the medication in this video. So this is one of the newer strains from Upstate, and ever since I saw it was coming to the market, I've been dying to try it. I am extremely well versed on Mimosa. Mimosa was the first strain that I ever bought for myself, and since then, I've had some banging Mimosa, and I've had some really bad Mimosa. So I'm pretty well versed on Mimosa and Imperium X. I've been sold something that was called Imperium X. I got I think it was 2 or 3 ounces and it was like £90. So it wasn't the best stuff. If you want to go check it out, I've got a video on my channel. I'll put it on here now. But I may have tried Imperium X in the past, so I'm not sure about that one, but I guess we'll see if it comes through in this. I personally have not tried any of the Upstate flowers yet. I've heard mixed reviews, good and bad things, so I can't wait to get into this. This is what the packaging is looking like. It's just a plain silver bag with a label slapped on the front. You can see on the front there, it says T18 IMM, THC 18%, CBD less than 1%, 10 grams, medical cannabis floss, controlled drug, possession without authority is illegal, keep out of reach and sight of children, do not use if the bag is unsealed. That's what the back's looking like. I'm going to go ahead and read that out now. It says actives, cannabis flower, 10G minimum, 18W/W THC as total tetrahydrocannabinol, less than 1% W/W CBD as total cannabidiol, cultivar Imperial Mimosa, dosage take as prescribed, take as directed by your prescriber, administration, store below 25C, keep away from sunlight. I'm assuming here, right there, I don't know if you can see it, it says administration, but there's nothing next to it. On a lot of, if not, well not all obviously, clearly, but on a lot of medical cannabis packaging, it does say to be vaped, but it doesn't say to be vaped here. I'm assuming they've just missed that bit off, or I don't really know why it doesn't say that there, but I'm assuming that it should say to be vaped. On my actual prescription label, the one with my name on, it says to be vaped when required, but on the actual administration bit, it doesn't say anything. We all know that you're supposed to vape your flower here in the UK, but it does, I don't know, I like seeing when it doesn't say on the actual bag the direction to vape it. Obviously I do, it would be illegal to not, but I like that because I do believe we should be allowed to smoke our flower if we would like to. Then below that it says store below 25C, batch number, expiry 31st of the 7th 25, warnings, and then my prescription label. Although I have just noticed, I don't know if you'll be able to see, on the side there something's been stuck over the top, so I'm actually going to go ahead and see if I can peel this off because I'm curious as to what's underneath. And again, I don't think it'll show up on here, but behind there you can see it does say T18MM, so I'm thinking that there might have been an old label on the front that they've just stuck the new one over the top of. I don't know, I'm not sure about that. I can't peel it back, it's just going to rip the entire thing. Overall, I'm going to give the packaging a 6 out of 10. It's fine. I think it is better than just the plain ones. Obviously it's just a silver bag, but what they've added to it, I think it looks pretty, I don't want to say premium, maybe just a little step below premium. It's not basic, like it doesn't look bad, it actually looks very nice, but maybe just a little step below premium in my opinion. I'm going to give the packaging just a 6 out of 10, I think it looks fine. Now I'm going to open this up and we're going to get the smell first. So first impressions, this does have a very fruity, citrusy smell to it. It smells a little bit more lemony than orange to me. I don't know if I would immediately jump to Mimosa just by a smell alone. It's not bad at all, you know, it's very sweet. It's definitely very citrusy. More lemony than orange, like I just said, but overall, the smell's quite nice. I'm actually going to give that, just for first impressions, it's muted. That's the only thing that's holding me back. Like, with Mimosa, as soon as you pop the jar or you open the bag or whatever, it stings. It smells like orange, and this is going to sound gross, but to me, it smells like sicky orange smell, and it's not always my favourite if it's got that sick terp to it that comes with some orange strains, but it's distinctive and you definitely know Mimosa when you smell it. I don't know if I'm getting full on Mimosa from this. Really sweet, pleasant citrus though, very nice. Imperium X, I don't really remember that much, but I do remember it having a sweet smell. I can't go into specifics because it was that long ago, but it did have a sweet fruity smell. Nothing, no specific fruits, but sweet and fruity. Yeah, that's all I can really remember from Imperium X, so maybe it's not quite as orange and sick like and in your face because of the Imperium X cross, but overall the smell, I'm not mad about that. I'm going to give that I'm going to give it a 7. My brain keeps wanting to lower it down because it's very, very muted, but I can't complain at that. 7 out of 10 on the smell. Now moving on to the looks, if you want to see what this looks like, click the link in the pinned comment, that'll take you to a short. I can't show the flower in this video because I don't want it to get age restricted. Age restriction has nothing to do with kids watching this video, it just means that patients won't be able to see it unless they're signed in, and a lot of people don't have YouTube accounts, so you know, I just don't want this video to get age restricted. So this actually looks pretty good in my opinion. It's not the best thing I've ever seen in the world, but for medical, this is looking actually quite nice. Medium-sized nugs, no really small ones. They're not massive, but they are on the bigger side. Usually with medical, I'm used to getting very, very small popcorn nugs, so to get medium to large nugs is actually quite nice. The flowers themselves are a bit dry, but I can get past that. The flowers are slightly dry, the trim job is a little bit to be desired, and on the leaves that are left in, you can see slight yellowing / browning on there, but overall, not bad at all for medical. I am going to give this, I want to say 7, but the little browning on the leaves and the trim job is knocking me down a little bit to a 6. I'm going to say 6.75 again, because I don't think it's quite a 7. I'm still being very, very harsh on this, but it's really not bad at all, so I'm going to give it a 6.75 for the looks. Also, I forgot to mention that this is £59 for 10 grams, so £5.90 per gram. And for that price, the quality that I've got so far, obviously I haven't tried any of it yet, but on the looks and the smell, for £59 for 10 grams, this is looking like it's going to be quite nice. So smell, I think I gave it a 6.75. I think that's what I'm going to stick with, even if I said 7 before, we're going 6.75. And looks are getting a 6.75. I'm now going to grind it up and we're going to get the smell of it broken down. So when put in the grinder, just a couple of twists and this turns completely to powder. I did mention earlier that it is very, very dry. The smell though, it gets more perfumey in a way, and I don't really know how to expand on that. It's very, very sweet. It's got citrus undertones, like the first smell that you get, or the first smell that I get in my nose, is just an overwhelming sweet, almost perfuminess, and then you take another sniff and it gets citrusy / lemony. It's a little bit orangey, but to me it's more blanket citrus, so it kind of, it's not specifically orange, it's not specifically lemon or lime. It is lemon leading, but there are notes of orange in there as well, so it's not punching you in the face with the mimosa orangeness, but it is definitely there with a perfumey sort of overtone to it. On first impression, I feel like grinding it takes away even more of the signature orangey mimosa-ness from it, and perhaps brings out more of the Imperium X. Like I said, I can't really remember the Imperium X that well, but I do remember it being slightly sweet and a little bit fruity. It wasn't anything to do with orange or citrus from memory, but it was sweet. Overall, the smell broken down though is very, very nice. I am going to give it a 7. I feel like it opens it up. It's not as orangey as or mimosa leaning as I would like, but it's not bad at all. It's still a very nice smell, so 7 out of 10 for the broken down smell. So the way that I medicate is through an OG Mighty, sometimes through a water pipe, sometimes through a straw. Today we're just going to be using the straw attachment. I do plan on getting a ball vape very, very soon, but they're all out of stock everywhere that I look. I really want a screwball, and they're just out of stock everywhere. But yeah, today I'm going to be starting at 160 just to see if we get any vapor. 160 always has the best flavor, but a lot of time there's just no vapor produced. So at 160 there is a bit of vapor being produced, which I'm quite surprised about, and the flavor is like a tart orange with sort of perfumey, almost earthy undertone to it. It's definitely tart orange as soon as it hits your tongue, and then on the exhale, perfumey underneath the tongue and earthy around the back of the mouth. That's not bad at all, and it's actually surprising that it's got some flavour, just any flavour at all. I've had 3 pulls on this. We'll see if this continues to give flavour. I'm going to up it to 210 because I actually didn't have enough time when I started making this video, and I should have thought ahead, but I don't, so we're just going to boost it up to 210 and see where we go from there. At 210, that first hit had a lot of thick vapour, very satisfying clouds, but the flavour seems to already be dwindling. So after 7 full lungfuls, the flavour is definitely dwindling. It's still there slightly. It's switched to more of a, I'm trying to work out in my head if I'm tasting vaped bud or whether I'm tasting a different type of earthiness underneath the citrus flavour. The citrus flavour, the orangey / lemony tartness, is on the top of my tongue all the way over to the sides, and then there's a slight earthiness in the back of my throat, if I just wait a second between hits. The flavour is... yeah, all I'm getting now, I did want to say slightly perfumey, but I don't think that's what I'm getting. I'm getting tart orange, not super sweet like orange juice. It's more of a, I want to say like adult orange, and I don't know if that makes sense. Like obviously orange juice and stuff like that is super sweet and sugary and made for kids, and you can get like orange oil and stuff added to chocolate for adults, and it tastes richer, a little bit tart, but it's still undeniably orange. That's what I mean. It's more of an adult orange flavour with a little bit of earthiness on the back of it. I'm actually enjoying this, you know. This is... I wanted this to be good because, like I said before, I'm very familiar with mimosa. Like, it's something around me that I can get fairly frequently. So I do get it fairly frequently, and I do like it. And this is alright. This is quite a nice version. It feels very mild. I haven't finished the capsule yet, but I can feel the effects coming on. I'm talking, I feel uplifted, I feel bright. I feel really good. I feel nice, you know. I'm enjoying this. So while I'm waiting for the effects to fully kick in, I'm going to jump into my first impressions of this. So Imperial Mimosa is a sativa. It's a cross of Imperium X and Mimosa. It's coming in at it's coming in at £59, and it is beta irradiated. 18% THC, less than 1% CBD. I was trying to look up what the dominant terpenes in this were, but I just couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't find what the dominant terpenes in Imperium X was, but in Mimosa it is myrcene, and that is the one that I find, that's one of the ones that I find that I get on with quite well. I'm stuttering over my words now. I think the effects are definitely starting to hit. Packaging, 6.5 out of 10. I can't really say too much. It's a label slapped onto a silver bag. The label itself, I think it looks nice. Not quite top shelf, but kind of like a mid-range brand that's trying to be a little bit better than it is, if that makes sense. Like I said, I haven't tried any of the Upstate flower before. I've had both of the Upstate carts, the Pineapple Express and the Blueberry Kush, I think it was. Didn't really care for the pineapple one. The Blueberry Kush one was alright. It's better than the Vita ones. Check out my reviews. This 6.5 out of 10 on the looks. It's just fine. Packaging, sorry, not looks. 6.5 on the packaging. Moving on to the looks. If you want to see what these flowers look like, look at the pinned comment. That'll take you to a short. Obviously can't show it in this video. I said that all earlier, blah, blah, blah. These look pretty good to me. If it wasn't for the fact that they are so dry, then they'd be like a 7, a 7.5, but the dryness, it's just when I put it in the grinder, it crumbled up to, it was all powder, but there was a lot of it, if that makes sense. So I can't say it was fluffy because it didn't fluff up, but there was a lot of material in the grinder, is what I'm going to say there. And also the trim job is, like, it's fine, but it's not as good as it could be. All the mimosa that I've had in the past, the street mimosa, it all comes looking a little bit rough and ready. Like, none of it is really, really pretty, but this is... Some of the leaves that have been left on are yellowing or browning at the edges, which is not a good thing. You never want to see that, so that knocks it down just a little bit. 6.75 for the looks. Smell of the whole nugs, I'm going to give a 6.5 again. It smells citrusy, but I don't think it's orange. To me, it smells more lemony than it does citrusy, and a little bit perfumey with a little bit of maybe a touch of earthiness on the back end, but really it's just very sweet and quite lemony in my opinion. So just a 6.5. It's nicer than a lot, but I'm not getting a lot of orange through, and that's what I look for in mimosa. Now obviously I know that this is Imperial Mimosa, so it's not straight up mimosa, but I was just expecting a little bit more orange, and what I got was lemon. So 6.5 for the smell. And then again, ground up, I feel like the orange takes an even further step back, and it's just straight up sweetness. So I'm just going to leave it at 6.5 for the ground up smell. When vaping this in the Mighty, I started out at 160. The first pull, I got quite a lot of flavour actually. It was citrusy and perfumey in a way, like again, not straight up orange, but a mix of citrus fruits. 160 gave an alright amount of vapour actually. Like, it was very thin vapour, but there was a good amount of it, and you could get good flavour from that as well. So if that's your thing and you want to keep it at 160, this would be okay. I think my first impression of this vaping at 160 was it was okay. I skipped everything in between because, like I said, I don't have much time, and I went straight to 210. Those clouds were very, very thick, very, very satisfying. The flavour carried through up to 210. I think it went a little bit... It went less sweet. I was going to say a little bit earthier, but I don't know if that's right. I don't know whether it was earthiness from the bud or just vaped bud flavour, but it's more of a grown-up orange, like more orange oil than sweet orange juice is the flavour that I got. Why did I say that so weird? Sweet orange juice. But yeah, this, I am quite impressed actually. For £59, not bad at all. Not bad at all. The effects, I don't know if you can see it. I feel very alert, very uplifted, quite energized, ready to talk, like I'm just chatting shit, but I am also tripping over my words quite a lot, so I feel like my brain is working faster than my mouth, so I'm trying to get all my thoughts out, but my mouth can't keep up. Overall, I feel great. I feel really good. Like, I feel ready to face my day. The time is currently 1:10 in the afternoon. I have to go in like 10 minutes. Fuck, I've got to wrap this up. So yeah, overall, I'm gonna give Upstate Imperial Mimosa first impression a 7 out of 10. I don't really have anything bad to say about this. The only thing that I don't like about this is it's too dry. Like, that's it. It's too dry, and some of the leaves have a little bit of yellowing on the edges of them. Apart from that, nothing really bad to say about this. I'm going to put this in a glass jar. I don't think I'm going to put a Boveda in because I'm going to do a little experiment. Maybe I'll put half with a Boveda and half not and see, because some people say that the Boveda pack destroy terpenes and it doesn't actually help, so I'm going to do my own little experiment there. But yeah, Upstate Imperial Mimosa, first impression, is getting a 7 out of 10 from me. Hopefully this continues to improve as I put it in a jar and I keep going at it over the rest of the month. I actually managed to buy my full prescription this month, so I might actually have time to cure some of these buds instead of getting them and then having to consume them straight away because I don't have anything else. But yeah, that's something for another video. 7 out of 10 on the Imperial Mimosa for my first impression. Stick around for the full review. I don't know when that's going to be, in a couple of weeks time. Subscribe for more videos. Peace.